Hello, my dear student, and welcome back to Copy Class. This is Justin Quick, your favorite direct response copywriter. Today's class is called The 7 Steps to Get an Immediate Sale. Now, most of the information that I'm going to give you comes from Jon Kaples, which you may know as being right up there with Claude Hopkins, one of the best copywriters of all time, has many great books. But the goal of getting an immediate sale is what makes direct response copywriting unique among other forms of advertising. If you sit down and watch TV, it doesn't take you very long to see how stupid a lot of commercials are, and that they don't make you want to buy anything, and you can't even remember what the product is just a couple seconds after the commercial's over. So what I want to do is walk you through 7 steps to get this immediate sale. But understand that what I'm going to say is not law. I'm just going to give you 7 tools that you can use, and sometimes you may use 6, sometimes you may use 5, but you can use all of them towards this goal of getting an immediate sale. So let's talk about step 1. Get attention, of course. Now, I've heard many different numbers. From 3,000 to 30,000 marketing messages a day is how much we're all bombarded with, and it's constant. And so if I say that to you, that we're bombarded with up to 30,000 advertisements per day, you may say, no way. There's no way it's that high. I don't notice 30,000 email or marketing messages a day. And when you say that or think that, then I would encourage you to see that you're behaving and thinking just like your prospect, because nobody sees it all, because we can't. We have to protect ourselves. We're not paying attention. Commercials come on, we go to the bathroom. Nobody cares about you and your product. So we have to cut the clutter and get their attention. Now, Jon Kaples said that advertising is a believable promise made to the right audience. And I love that definition. And what I want to focus on here is this believable promise part. Now, all of these steps will have their own videos. So all of these are kind of like the tip of the iceberg, and then we're going to go and look at the iceberg itself later, okay? So to get attention, what you have to do is make a believable promise to the right audience. You need to know this audience. They may be your customers, or they could be someone else's customers, or they could be just total strangers. And the other thing we can do is show a picture. So we've got our headline, and then we've got a picture. And the best picture you can use will more than likely be a picture that shows the reward of using the product. Okay, so let's think about the Axe spray. You wouldn't just show a picture of the bottle of the Axe. You show a picture of this guy who just sprayed it, and 3 seconds later 5 women are on top of him pulling his clothes off. That gets people's attention, not the little bottle of stuff. Number 2, after we get their attention, we have to hold their attention. And this I'll also just call interest. So maintain their interest. And that's a big key right there, is what information do these people find interesting? Can you go to Amazon and look at the other best-selling books and see what chapters do they share? If you're selling a finance product and you look at the top 5 finance books right now, and they all have a chapter on taxes, that should tell you, hey, the people in my market are really interested in taxes, so you can include that kind of information. But we get their attention, and you hold their attention using subheads, illustrations, and your first paragraph. Many copywriters, especially the great copywriters, spend more time on that first paragraph, on that headline and that intro to really get you in than they'll spend on any other part of the advertisement. Step 3. Now, Jon Kaples said, create desire. And some of you know where I'm going. Eugene Schwartz said, it is impossible to create desire. Just like it's impossible to create motivation. You're either dealing with a person who is motivated or they're not. The same thing is true here. We all carry around desires. There's no human walking around that just has no desires. So Gene Schwartz said channel desire. And so, one, you need to know what do people want, but two, to really get this desire flaming up in people, just keep stacking up benefits, one on top of the other. Someone counted one time, and I believe they found over 170 benefits just in one of Eugene Schwartz's ads. Now, one way you can do that if you have an information product is to actually go through word for word that information product and pull out every single claim and benefit that the author makes. Step number 4. You can make all the promises that you want. Nobody buys without belief. So we need to make it believable. So now as I'm doing this, you can see why these are not steps. I mean, certainly you can create desire with your attention-getting headline. Make it believable brings up proof. So obviously we don't have to wait until 4 steps later to start using some proof. We can have some proof up here in the headline since it needs to be believable. But there's more than one way, and we're going to have other videos on proof elements. But be specific whenever you write. Don't say how I made $100. Say how I made $1,263.12 in 2 hours. Use testimonials. David Ogilvy encouraged testimonials that had a burr of singularity, so they really sounded like an individual made them, wrote them. Get your guarantee. Have a strong guarantee. And then number 5, we have to prove it's a bargain. And this is a fascinating part of marketing, that no matter whether you're selling a deck of cards or a yacht, all of them are made to look like a bargain. The same kind of language is used. So we're going to talk more about this, but this consists of 3 parts. 1, you build up the value of the product itself. Just fully dimensionalize everything that they're going to get. Sell the product at full price. And this is a big mistake that a lot of people make. I mean, a lot of people make. People that charge thousands of dollars for sales letters make this mistake. The first price that your prospect sees should not be your reduced price. You should tell the person, hey, this is the product, this is what it sells for every day. Look, these people purchased it at that price. And then you have a couple of testimonials from people saying, yeah, I paid the full $100. Let me tell you something, I thought it was a little expensive, but after I tried it, you couldn't pry it out of my hands with a tire iron, and I wouldn't sell it for $1,000. That kind of testimonial, because the reader doesn't know yet that you're about to reduce the price. Okay? So after that, after we sell it full price, that's when you come back and make the special offer. It's like, yeah, these guys paid $100, but because we're about to go into a new year and whatever, you make your offer. Number 6, make it easy to buy. And if you do sales online, then listen to this. Husband and wife that have their own internet business were selling a product, and they sold it just like we do, put the PayPal button up there. And then they met an older person who was going to buy their product and didn't. And the reason they didn't was because the older person said, I'm nervous about buying things over the internet. So they made it easier to buy. They put a little fax number, and they gave there was a link to a PDF, so prospects could print the PDF and fax in their order, and their sales increased 200% just from doing that, just from making it easier to buy the product. You need to tell people where to go. You know, where's your address? Where are you located? What are you next to? What are you beside? And also tell people how to order. Gary Halbert went as far as to say, tell them don't tell them just to call this number. Tell them when they do call, tell them who to ask for, and tell them exactly what to say. Literally. And you see that sometimes in commercials when they say, just call and say, Glenn Beck sent you. And that in itself tells you how to order. Now the last step, step 7, and this is unbelievably important. A reason to buy now. We all have products that we'd love to have them, we'd love to own it, but we've not bought it yet. And the reason that you haven't bought it yet is because you've had no reason to. And so we have to let our reader know, you cannot think this over. This isn't where they have walked into JCPenney's and they're talking to a salesman on the floor, where they can come back tomorrow and this shirt is this price. We have to convince them that they need to buy right now, right this second. And one way to do that is to give a reward for promptness. Now, many times I see, clients will come to me and they'll have a product, and the product has more than one piece to it. And they try to sell this product as one chunk of thing, And what I do instead is, let's say you have a series of videos that you're selling, and then you had a special report to go with it. What I would sell that product, and then in the PS, I would say, if you order in the next 10 minutes, I'll also give you, and then bring up the guide itself and all the benefits that can be had and yada, yada, yada. So now what was before this valueless thing that was just being included in the package, now I'm taking it out and saying, you're only going to get it if you order in the next 10 minutes. A lot of power in doing that, and you will see sales go up. So, my dear student, this will end copy class for today. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I look forward to seeing you soon.